So, I would love to open up this conversation and ask you about your bio. Self reflection is a superpower. What that means for you and when that came to be your mantra.
Okay. I think it's one of my mantras that I recently actually just changed it to because it just clicks. Like my self-reflection journey has been a journey and it's our superpower because without it, we aren't able to change the relationships in our lives. We aren't able to change into who we are authentically. You know what I mean? So it's like it helps you level up in life. And I wanted everybody to kind of get that message.
When was that introduction to looking at those shadows and those deeper parts of yourself?
I've been journaling since I was like 10. It's been a way that I could release all of my emotion because I'm a very emotional person. If you're into signs, I know you are. I'm a Scorpio sun, Pisces moon, and Scorpio rising. So I am just all water and very deep and emotional and creative. I always journaled as an escape because my family is nothing like me at all. That's how I started journaling. And as I got older, I realized that it was a form of self reflection. So I guess when did it start? The self reflection. I think it really clicked that that's what I was doing in 2020. It's been a lifelong thing.
Yeah.
But during the pandemic, that's when I started creating journals, creating journal prompts. And then I was like, these journal prompts has gotten me out of a really dark time and I need to share them with the world. And that's when I started to make my journals.
I'd love to dive into that if you are open
Okay.
to it.
Of course, of course. I don't know if you're aware of the dark night of the soul and you're in the midst of your spiritual awakening. And the only thing I knew how to do was journal. And that's all I did. But I started to do some research on specific journal questions that would kind of help me get out of a funk. So we all know gratitude and affirmation. So I started doing a set of different things every morning and I put four prompts together in my Rising Rituals journal. The first one is, how are you feeling? And checking in with yourself every day is something that we don't do. Like we wake up, we get out of bed, we take a shower, we go to work, and we're like, I'm here. So just taking a second to be like, how do you feel this morning is so important. The next one is gratitude. You can list three things you're grateful for, and it really changes your perspective. But it's more than listing them, it's feeling them. And with time, that comes because at first you're kind of just like, I'm grateful for life. I'm great. And as time goes on, you start to feel the gratitude and it really changes your perspective. And then the next one is acts of kindness. I like to do two different ways. So you can do it solely focusing on yourself, which is mind, body, and spirit. So what's one thing you could do for your mind today? What's one thing you could do for your body? And one thing you could do for your spirit? And that's just prioritizing self. And I always say like to do that first before adding on another layer, which is acts of kindness, is bringing it into the world. So complimenting somebody, supporting a small business, but you want to make sure you're good first. And then the last one is a daily affirmation. And I usually make my affirmation depending on how I'm feeling that morning. So if I'm like having a really anxious day, I'll make my affirmation like I am here, I'm present, whatever it is that will help me in that moment. But if I'm having a great day, I usually pull tarot and tarot will give me an affirmation. So that's a whole nother part of
I'm here.
yeah. So I've added to uni rituals, grow with low. So grow with low is where I help people self-reflect. I help with providing affirmations and journal prompts and mini messages to help people in the present. I think tarot is such an amazing tool. I think that it can be a little toxic if not used properly. And I think that a lot of people use it to see what's coming in their future, which it's okay, right? But we want to focus on the present. And that's what Grow with Low is about. Like, how can I give you affirmations and journal prompts you can use today so that we can shift our future, you know?
I love that.
Thank you.
Where was the inspiration for Grow with Low?
Everything is literally my spiritual awakening. Everything, it's what I use, the tools I use to heal myself. And I'm still healing, trust me.
Preach.
These are the practices that I use that I wanted to share. In 2020, I just randomly picked up a tarot deck. I was buying some crystals at a store and I said, I'm going to learn to read tarot. At first, I was using it to see what was going to happen in my life. And I'm like, this is giving me anxiety.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, this is horrible.
Yeah.
So I started figuring out how to use it for the present. And that's where the inspiration came from. And I want to help people. And I want, I have people reaching out to me like, what's going to happen to me? And I'm like, I don't like to do those readings. Like, I can, but I always want to add an aspect of self-reflection for the present.
I myself have found the slippery slope of utilizing tarot when I wasn't able to really grasp what it was that I was trying to understand because I wasn't so grounded in my being and in my own feeling of me in the now. I love that you brought up that point and that you're bringing that to people and that you're just offering that new perspective.
I think it's so important too because people don't realize that you can change your future. Like tarot is just energy.
Mm-hmm.
So what you do now is going to create your future. And I think people think everything is like 100% written out. We have control. So if you don't like what comes out in your tarot, you can change that. And I think that's important to know too.
For somebody who is kind of beginning this journey of self-reflection, no matter where they are in their experiences, what do those baby steps look like?
My advice is always to write. It really is. I mean, if that's too much, just waking up and asking yourself one question in the morning, how do you feel? Like I said before, I think is extremely powerful. And then as you start to do that, then you can start adding in, journaling. Maybe you can add in stretching, whatever you want your morning routine to look like, but just build it slowly is what my advice would be. And if you're down to just start writing, waking up a little earlier to do like a stream of consciousness, which is when you just write it out, write anything that comes to your mind, no punctuation, no nothing, just letting it all out is amazing. It has helped me heal a lot of trauma. That specific type of writing. I have a little story behind that, but I think that would be just take it slow and do what feels comfortable to you and add on as you go. Basically, one day I woke up and I was doing my journaling, but I picked up a pen. I have like a bunch of pens, different colors. And I picked up any pen and I just started writing. And I was like, ew. Like, as I'm writing my stream of consciousness, I'm like, ew, pink. I'm like, I hate pink. Anytime somebody wears pink, I'm like, gross, like, totally turned off. As I'm writing, I'm like, why do I hate pink? And I'm just like writing this deep thing. And at the end of the entry, I realized that I hated pink because my room growing up was pink and there was a lot of emotional trauma that I had to deal with in that room. And it's just like things like that click. And that's just a simple thing. When you're writing, it'll click. And I love that so much about journaling.
Have you ever heard of the book The Artist's Way by Julia
Yes,
Cameron?
I thought about that right before this call.
Get out.
Yeah.
The episode that I literally just put out was me talking about that and talking about my own experience with the book, the findings that I'm uncovering. And I'm only on week 4. And the amount of shifts that I've had plugging that episode because there's some juice in there. One of the practices, it's called morning pages. And it's exactly that. It's 3 pages of stream of consciousness writing. And what I've found the days that I am doing that practice, especially in the morning before I'm bombarded with, anything and everything, the world.
Right.
Just being able to take those thoughts physically from my head to the paper, I find myself more grounded throughout the day because what it was that I was writing about isn't eating at the back of my head, like it isn't so heavy on me. And that has been the most profound method for me to be able to uncover these different aspects, these different narrations that I don't even know exist in kind of like the conscious, but they're alive and well in the subconscious.
So true. So true.
I love the synchronicity of that and the connection.
Yes. That's a huge synchronicity because I was literally thinking about that. And let me just show you. This is what my journal looks like. So you have prompts on one side, and then you have a total blank page with no lines, nothing on it at all, so that you can be creative and you can just do your morning pages. But this is great for beginners because it's not 3 pages, right? Like you could start off with one. And that was like an inspiration, that book, to help people start. Creatives need to put their work, they need to dump. And I wanted I wanted this space here to be for that, whether you write or you paint, draw, like creativity is a huge form of healing. It helps us heal. It's a way to express our emotions. So that was really important for me, for my journals.
When you are doing the morning pages, at least for me, in my creative brain, I also see photos. And so I see pictures, I see drawings, and I see different things as I am writing words. And so having something like that, where it's the dedication for it, and I will honestly, from this conversation, start doing that in my own journal.
Right.
Diligently, but just having that space for yourself to be all the creative that you are, whatever it looks like, however it wants to be expressed, like just allowing yourself to create, to not think about it and to not like think yourself out of it or overthink it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And I like when you use the word grounded, because you're more grounded throughout the day from writing. And that's, that's the purpose. We want to be here and grounded.
Life is meant to be lived in the present.
Yes, very much so. And when you do it, it feels so good.
Yes. The crazy thing is, there's such a major distinction from when you are and when you're not.
Oh, gosh.
And you said earlier, silly little things like the morning pages, you don't even think about it and you do it and then you end up better than maybe leaving a therapy session or something, just from the stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
You don't know the healing that's on the other side. I want to ask you how you prioritize self-reflection daily, whether it be big or small. What does that look like for you?
I try to just carve out some time in the morning. And if I don't have time in the morning, I'll do it at night. But I do want to make a point that there is such thing as too much self-reflection. I posted that somewhere, I don't know where, but you don't want to do way too much, because then you're not here. You're doing too much. I think journaling is not directly self-reflection. Journaling is releasing, right? We're just releasing what's on our mind. But self-reflection is when you're really doing the shadow work and you're doing the prompts, and I think that shouldn't be done daily. Personally, that's my take on it. I think, just journaling and writing and tapping in itself should be done daily. So what I do in the morning, and I just got a new routine and I'm obsessed. I've been feeling so good this week. I don't know what's in the air, but I wake up and I do Reiki on myself for 15 to 30 minutes. And then I stretch. I've been so stiff, but this is like my pre-going to the gym, because I'm going to go, I promise. But I'm just trying to get myself prepared.
Baby steps.
Then afterwards, I journal. And it's just like it's so intentional. It flows so nicely. And then I have my breakfast. I do whatever I, need to do. But it's giving a second for you to just relax, because who knows what you're going to have to deal with that day, So I've just been feeling joy with this routine. So
I love that for you. When you find that groove, when you find that good routine for yourself, like your body thanks you. That's exactly what it's doing for you.
Yeah. Another thing that I shared was that self-love and self-care, it's a practice, and you fall off, and that's okay, but you just got to get kind of right back on.
Yeah.
Don't beat yourself up for not journaling every single day. It's okay. You can even journal once a week. Everybody's different, but I think it's important that we do something, a little something.
I love too that your morning routine, it brings in the different aspects of mind, body, and spirit with Reiki, with journaling, which is why it's making you feel the way that it is.
Yes. And that's the intention. That was my intention.
You had just mentioned self-care, and I wanted to ask you, how do you stay rooted in your self-worth?
That's a good question. I ground my energy. I think it all just comes with the practice. You have to do the work to feel worthy. I think all the things that we want in life and all of our desires, in order to get there, we have to feel worthy. And I think my desires keep me motivated and force me to sit with myself and say, you are worthy of this. Like, I mean, I think that's what keeps me rooted and going, is that my desires are so big, my dreams, my goals. Like, I feel like I'm supposed to leave a legacy here. And I'm supposed to, like, I'm a life path 11, and I feel like, I'm supposed to inspire and share and teach. And I think that keeps me rooted. I think astrology as well, knowing your chart really makes you feel like, wow, I'm here for a reason.
Absolutely.
I hope that answers the question.
Low, more like tenfold. You absolutely are meant to. It's evident.
Thank you.
For real.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That means a lot. So many things that you have to kind of reflect on to get you to that point. Like me, I'm shy. Like, this is so out of my comfort zone. I'm totally shy. I'm working on my throat chakra. Yesterday I took a singing lesson. But it's so random. But I was like,
gosh.
I've always wanted to do this, so let me just do it. And that's like the energy that I'm in right now. So I know that it's all aligned in some sort of way. Not that I'm going to be like Beyonce or anything, but that's not my goal. But, just doing things you feel called to, because it's all lines up somehow.
Totally. And doing things for your little self as well.
Oh gosh, yes.
How proud would little Lo be of you?
She would be so proud. She would be so proud. Honestly, everything. And that's one of the like, I think thinking of that journal prompt and writing, that is so powerful, because we don't celebrate ourselves enough.
Mm-mm.
We're so hard on ourselves, and we've accomplished so much that we don't even realize. But yeah, she would be so proud. Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I am looking forward to be doing something like that that's out of my comfort zone that little Michelle wanted to do, just for shits and gigs, for the sake of it, for my heart of hearts, just to
Yes.
do it.
Yes, I agree. But I always feel like if there was something that I just know things connect from that first singing lesson, I already learned something that I can bring to my life. There's always a lesson in everything. I just believe in nothing is coincidence.
I do too. I used to say, and I think I'm going to bring it back, but I would always say coincidences are bullshit. And then people would they'd be like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? Coincidences are bullshit, because I believe that everything truly is in its divine order. And that is my own belief. Exactly as you just said, doing something out of the random then opens up a door that you didn't even know existed.
Literally.
And it wouldn't have been if you didn't take that class, if you didn't run into that old friend or help out that stranger and spark up a conversation. Like, this world is fucking magic.
It's
And
magic.
when we're able to just surrender to it and just be like, yeah, I see the magic.
Definitely.
Do more.
It's so true. Even how I met you, when I came to go buy the flowers, I just randomly bumped into you. We had a good conversation and it resonated. Like, we both were kind of going through the same thing. And here I am on your podcast, like stepping out of a comfort zone. Like, I think that's awesome.
Yeah. Everything is meant to be in its divine order.
Yes.
I really, really, really believe that.
Me too.
Having to move from the city back home with my parents, it was the perfect tower moment, honestly. I am so grateful for that. I have just been journaling the last couple of days of like how grateful I am to have broken my ankle and to have had this reset.
Yeah, I get it. That's how life works. In the weirdest moments, you would never think.
Yeah. What mindset shifts do you have or would you recommend to be more open and more receptive of that magic, that love, the synchronicities?
I mean, it's the shift of believing that this world is magical. Sometimes I feel like, I don't know, this world is just like so tunnel vision that now everybody's waking up and knowing that there's more to life. Like, we're not here to just go to school and go to, you know what I mean? So being open to the things people call taboo, right?
Yeah.
Being open to it is a mindset shift, not being so narrow minded and everything is like logic. If you're open, I think that's it.
When you said that, what came to my mind was like living in the gray matter of it all, rather than the contrast of one or the other, of opposite sides of the spectrum, and just like existing in the possibility.
Right. Living in the possible. Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
What does cultivating self-trust look like for you?
It's knowing that no matter what the outcome is, that the outcome was meant to be. Because if you just trust your gut, trust yourself. I'm just thinking about like Earth School. This is a school. So no matter how your outcome is, you're learning something. You win either way, right? So you just have to like that the decision you're making is the outcome, that you'll get the outcome that you need, right?
Mhm. This is a silly connection point, but I was at my friend's house last night and we were playing this video game. It's like half movie, half video game, and you like watch it and then you have to decide what the characters do. So last night when we were playing this video game, I like looked at my phone and I got a notification and it kind of triggered me because I was like, I want to be doing something for the podcast or my workbook. I had a moment where I was just like, I could be doing something else right now, something to better myself, something to nourish myself. And when you said Earth School, I love that because we literally are just here to exist. And last night was such a beautiful invitation for me to just be human, to just socialize and have community and be present in that. And I love that I've was just able to have that connection for myself because it really is, you have to give yourself the grace to be human.
That resonates so much with me. Yeah, you do. You really do. And I've been told many times by a lot of my friends, people I've been dating, they're like, you do too much. Like, there should be no reason why you're working in bed right now. Go to bed. Like, everything in balance, everything in moderation. And it's so important.
Mm-hmm.
It's so important because you miss the joy.
Yes.
You miss it. Like, just put your phone down and walk down the street. Like, when I say like this week, I really don't know what the energy is, but everything feels brighter because I've been balancing my routine. I have not been overworking. I literally haven't, I took days off posting. Like, when I say I was posting every single day, no, I was like, no, it's okay. Like, walk down the street, look at the trees, look at the birds. I'm like, oh, this is what it feels like to live. It's so important.
It's so true too. I love going on walks, especially in New York City. I
Right.
love going on walks without my headphones and just being immersed in the life around me. And call me nosy, but I love like just hearing other people's conversations and like their accomplishments and the things that they're rejoicing about and appreciating that balance. Cause like when I do hear somebody that's upset or if I see someone crying or something like that, I have empathy for that because I know that without those moments and without those tears and without that pain, how do we know what it feels like to be in flow and to feel that joy that you're feeling?
Yes, it's so true.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. And you're not nosy. Everybody does that. Everybody does that. And honestly, you'll be surprised. Like I said, I think everything has a meaning. Like, I'll lose my headphones and I'm like, okay, I'm not meant to have them today. Or like I'll just misplace them, right?
Mhm.
And I go outside and I hear things from other people's conversations that are either inspiring or something that I needed to hear. And it's like, it's special. It's not eavesdropping. Sometimes you need a message and it comes from random situations like that. So
That's,
I love that.
I mean, like
It's so true.
that's clear audience. That
Yeah.
it really is picking
Yeah.
up on those messages and
It,
hearing that song that says those words that you were just needing to hear.
yeah.
Again, the magic exists if you allow yourself to see it as such. Like, coincidences are bullshit. You did not hear that song and remind you of that friend and then go out and reach out to that friend and they needed you in that moment. Like, that was no coincidence.
None, not at all.
Mm.
No but dial, nothing. It's so funny that you said that. I overheard my mom yesterday. Somebody was like, "Did you call me?" And she was like, "No." She was like, "Oh, I have a missed call." It's like, your name was mentioned so much in my meeting today. It's so crazy that you're calling. It's just like little things. Everything connects. And the world is beautiful if we allow ourselves to see it.
A woman. A woman. Yeah.
Yeah.